because they do know you for your role. And whichever one they like the best is whoever you are for the rest of your life. You know? So, you know, as you do a multitude of things, people start to dig deeper and say, okay, well, who is Brett? I see you as this person and this person and this person, but who are you? For me, it's like, you know, a role is going to be always different parts of yourself, right? You can kind of compartmentalize yourself. You know, you can play a serial killer and never have been that. You know what I'm saying? But there are parts of ourselves that we may be able to imagine going places like that under certain specific, you know, circumstances and things. So for me, it's really been about like building it into my routine. Like, what do I do every day when I'm not on set? Yeah. Where do I go? Who do I hang around? And what is sort of like my purpose outside of making art and outside of sharing art? What is my purpose just as a person? Yeah. You know, how do I sort of like attach myself to something greater than a career or greater than an image or a character, any specific one character that was written for me? Right. You know, how do I attach myself to something like that? And what I really try to attach myself to is like joy. I try to make sure that people have a good time, that, you know, I can bring them some type of light and some type of joy, and I try to sneak it into every performance that I have so that people can say, okay, wait, I just saw him as 4 different people, but there's a through line here. Yeah. And that essence, you know, I feel like I try to sort of like inject that essence as me.
I believe it, because even in the back, everybody came in and they were happy to see you.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that's cap, right?
Yeah.
I think you're really trying to bring joy everywhere you go. Yeah. I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ron, what's one of those pivotal moments that you say, this has really helped shape who I am?
A pivotal moment that helped shape who I am, man. Really, truly, like you said, I'm always going to go back to family. It's not really one specific instance. It's just like when I have conversations with my parents, since they're such a big part of my life, I tend to find myself like, you know, modeling how they, because like my parents, I consider them to be successful. I don't know if y'all consider yourselves successful? I think they consider themselves successful. So
I consider them successful.
Okay. So I feel like I just kind of model from the way I see them operate, the way I see them, how I see them move, and how I see them move through life, and the way that they operate and run different things. I kind of try to model that in how I do in many things, not just with social media, but like, you know, when it comes to music, when it just comes to life in general, because I feel like that's just my best example, you know?
Man, that's awesome. I love what I'm hearing. Yeah, clap for that. Definitely clap for that. So as we close, I recognize a couple of themes in this conversation that we've had, even in this quick exchange of ideas, is that being tied to others in community is very important for each of us. I think we've all pointed out one particular person or group of people who shaped us as young men. But what I also recognize is that you're not tied to who they thought you were, that you're trying to become something that you can be proud of. And for each and every one here, I think that's the goal, is that not only do we know where we started and we take hold and we value the things that are being taught to us now, but that we move forward and we create an identity for ourselves that we can be proud of, and one that allows us to step into the world and show ourselves in the best light possible. Right? Everybody, I want you all to give a great hand to these gentlemen for helping us understand how we can move forward. Awesome. All right, with that, we are wrapping up the Barbershop Talk series. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us again. This has been Barbershop Talk. All right. Woo! All right. Thank you.